Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into a fascinating and honestly a bit mind-blowing breakdown of human behavior. We're going to unpack exactly why average habits create average lives and how it's actually our smallest, quietest decisions that ultimately build our reality.
Because here is the ultimate paradox. Most people genuinely want an extraordinary life, but they just keep repeating completely ordinary habits. I mean, think about it. People want more money. They want better health. They want more success. Yet every single day they wake up and make the exact same choices they made yesterday. And what they usually don't realize is that those tiny, seemingly insignificant choices are quietly, relentlessly creating their future. We kind of trap ourselves, right? We desperately want these exceptional results, but we strictly adhere to a totally average routine.
It's a massive cognitive dissonance. On one hand, we have our big ambitions, building wealth, getting into peak physical condition, or hitting a huge personal milestone. But then on the other hand, we have reality. It's what people actually do every single morning. They make the exact same average daily choices. It's a huge disconnect. We desire a drastically better future, yet our daily real-world actions are just quietly constructing a stagnant one. You simply cannot have the results of your wildest ambitions if your inputs remain those same average daily actions. It's honestly just a mathematical impossibility.
Which brings us to this incredibly straightforward, punchy truth. Your life is the result of your habits. Period. It is not the result of your goals. Having a goal to write a book doesn't make you an author, right? Actually sitting down and writing 500 words every morning does. It's not your intentions either. Intending to save money doesn't build wealth. An automatic transfer of $50 a week to an investment account does. Success and failure, they aren't these random lightning strikes. They are simply the inevitable, logical result of repeated daily actions.
So, let's actually look at the mechanics behind this. We're going to break down the math of average and the compounding effect. Because once you see the math on this, I promise you, your daily routines are going to look completely different.
When you visualize the compounding power of small choices over the long term, it is absolutely striking. Think of your life as moving on one of three trajectories. First, you have stagnant average habits. You aren't necessarily doing anything terrible, but you aren't doing anything to grow either. Over time, your life just flatlines. Then you have the declining trajectory, those negative habits, eating poorly, procrastinating, spending more than you earn. At first, the dip is barely even noticeable, but over time, it compounds into a severe decline. And finally, you have exponential growth. These are your positive, high-value habits. Reading 10 pages a day, working out for 30 minutes, investing consistently. In the beginning, the gap between the flat line and the growing line is basically invisible. But you let time do its work, and the results become astronomical.
Which naturally begs a pretty massive question. If the math is this clear, why do we constantly underestimate the long-term impact of our small, daily choices? Well, we underestimate them because the feedback loop is just too slow. If you eat a greasy burger today, you don't instantly wake up 10 pounds heavier tomorrow, even though, let's be real, sometimes it definitely feels like it. If you skip reading today, your IQ doesn't immediately drop. Because the immediate consequences are invisible, we let ourselves off the hook. We tell ourselves, oh, it's just one day. But just one day repeated 50 times, that's a lifestyle. And that is the invisible threat of average habits.
Okay. So how do we actually escape this trap? The source material reveals a huge wealth secret here. Highly successful people prioritize systems over motivation.
And this right here is the fundamental difference. Average people rely really heavily on motivation. They wait around until they feel inspired to go to the gym or start that side hustle. But motivation is just an emotion. It abandons you the second you're tired, stressed, or busy. Successful people, on the other hand, build systems and routines. Think about figures like Jerry Seinfeld and his famous don't break the chain calendar method for writing jokes. They design their environment so that doing the right thing happens automatically, regardless of how they feel. So changing your future really means letting go of this desperate need to feel motivated all the time.
Let's make this super actionable. It's time for what we call the high-value shift.
Let's walk through some real-world examples, because this is where the magic happens. Take your money, for example. An average habit is just spending whatever is left after your bills are paid. But a high-value system? That's automating 20% of your income straight into an investment account the very day you get paid. For health, an average habit is working out when you have free time. The high-value system is having your gym bag packed the night before and going every single morning at 7 a.m., totally non-negotiable. With learning, an average habit is doom-scrolling social media before bed. The system is leaving the phone in another room and reading for 20 minutes. For productivity, the average habit is constantly checking emails. The system is blocking out 2 hours of deep work every morning. And for personal growth, Instead of just vaguely hoping to get better, the system is spending 5 minutes journaling your gratitude every single evening. These are small shifts, but they create massive changes in your trajectory.
To actually put this into practice, here is a simple, practical roadmap for you. Step 1. Audit your daily behavior. You got to be brutally honest about what you're doing on autopilot every day. Step 2. Replace motivation with a system. Stop relying on sheer willpower. If you want to eat healthier, create a system of ordering healthy groceries online so junk food literally never even enters your house. And step 3. Let time compound your results. You have to be patient and trust the math. Remember, changing your future fundamentally starts with changing your daily behavior and giving that behavior time to work its magic.
All of this brings us to a really profound concept, your hidden future. Because every single day, you are casting a vote for the exact type of person you are going to become.
Change your habits. Change your future. It is absolutely the most empowering realization you can have. You are not a victim of circumstance, and you definitely don't need to wait around for some lucky break. You hold the power to completely break out of the autopilot cycle tomorrow morning. If you don't like the future you're currently heading toward, you don't need some grand, dramatic pivot. You just need to change the small things you repeat every single day.
And that brings us to our final and most important takeaway from this explainer. Your future is hidden inside your daily habits. It's not out there in your dreams, it's right there in your daily routine. Look closely at what you do every day, and you will see exactly where you are going to be in 5 years. So, I want to leave you with one provocative question to think about the second this is over. Look at your own life, look at the math of compounding, and ask yourself, what is the one average daily habit you are going to change today?